Today, we'll be catching up with the EPCOT International Festival, the Arts Foodie Guide for 2026. Hello and welcome to the Let's Go to Disney podcast. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Lucy.
Today is Sunday, January 25th, and you're listening to episode 124, International Festival of the Arts Foodie Guide. Before we get into today's main topic, here's what's going on in the parks right now. So the big news for this week is actually coming out of Universal Orlando. So we finally found out what's going to be replacing the space that used to house the Rip Ride rocket coaster, and that's over on the Universal Studios Florida side. So the new coaster is going to be named Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. So it's going to be themed, obviously, to the Fast and the Furious, and it's going to be like a roller coaster, right? So think thrills. The ride vehicles are supposed to be able to rotate 360 degrees, and it's going to have a 170-foot climb. So think, thrills, just fun for probably somebody of a certain height requirement. I would guess so. It's probably going to be at least 48 inches, I would guess.
Yes.
That's just speculation, right? It's not confirmed. But that's just based on, the other coasters that they have kind of around Orlando. And Universal Hollywood, so that's over in California, is actually getting a version of this as well. That's going to open this year, but the Orlando version is going to be unique. So it's not going to be a carbon copy. It's going to have essentially a different track to fit whatever space it's in there. And as a result, the existing Fast and Furious Supercharged is going to close. Whap, whap. But
boo, not.
Yeah, it's, again, like if you've ridden it, it's, it is what it is. But I think this is going to be better.
Yes, I think so.
The Garden View Lounge over at the Grand Floridian is officially set to reopen on March 19th, and reservations for that are going to be available to book starting on February 19th. The tea room experience features premium Twinings tea, and that's going to be paired with scones, small bites, and pastries. Adults can choose from the traditional afternoon tea service, which includes a plant-based option if that's your thing. And younger guests are actually going to have access to a special children's afternoon tea experience as well. So all of this is going to be themed to Alice in Wonderland, which is fun. And the tea experience is going to be pretty steep at $79 for adults and $49 for children. It's steep, right?
Yeah, that is steep for tea.
Haha, no pun intended. But it is a huge splurge, right? So if it sounds appealing to you, it could be a fun experience, right? That's not the, only expensive experience at Walt Disney World. So that's, if it's up your alley and you're willing to spend the money, well, it could be a lot of fun. The new seating on the walkway area in between Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land over in Hollywood Studios just reopened. That's been closed for a while. It's been walled off. So the theming is still Star Wars. So like the chairs and like the, countertops and whatever are themed to Galaxy's Edge. But it's essentially right in that space in between the two. So it can be used by guests kind of, in both lands. So yeah, it's a good spot to, just have your snack and rest your feet for a beat. You're never going to hear us complain about having extra seating space kind of anywhere in the park.
Especially if it's in the shade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially at Hollywood Studios. Although apparently there's no umbrellas here. Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. So probably still in the sun.
Yes. And as was announced earlier in 2025, the painting of Cinderella Castle is set to begin on January 28th. Expect the moat to be drained and cranes to be within your view shot of the castle for the foreseeable future. Disney did say the cranes will be lowered in the afternoon each day, giving you the opportunity to those iconic castle shots. So that's pretty awesome. That's a lot of work on Disney's part.
Yep.
Work is set to continue throughout the year, so it's a reality that we will have to live with for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, exactly.
Aerial shots of Disney's Lakeshore Lodge, which is set to open in 2027, surfaced this week. It looks like the main building is taking shape, along with the resort pools and the surrounding A-frame lodges, not unlike what we already have over at Wilderness Lodge. We are really excited for this resort. It's always pretty momentous when a new resort opens, so we're definitely going to want to check that out when it does open. It is going to be expensive, though, being a DVC resort, so expect deluxe level pricing.
Yeah, it's going to be deluxe level pricing because, it is
what it is.
Exactly. It's a DVC property.
And then over at Disney's California Adventure at Disneyland Resort, the Lunar New Year Festival is underway. The foodie guide is live over on the Disney Parks blog website as we speak. And if you are heading to Disneyland soon, do not sleep on this festival. It's really underrated, but it features a ton of good eats and sips. The festival runs from January 23rd through February 22nd for this year.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been a whirlwind January with the marathon weekend trip, right? Activities and work just starting back up, some extra projects that we have going on around the house. So we didn't get a chance to actually get into the foodie guide when it was released, and we had intended to. So today we're just going to be catching up with that because it's absolutely one of our favorite things to do at Walt Disney World, and just to snack around the food booths during the festivals around Epcot.
Absolutely. We love doing that.
Yeah.
So Festival of the Arts started back on January 16th, and the booths for the festival are called food studios. Just like the other festivals, you can grab your passport at any merchandise location, and oftentimes every food studio will have them as well. While you're snacking around the studios, if you purchase 5 of the eligible Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine items, you can redeem your passport for a prize, which is a yogurt rice treat stamped with Figment, which is pretty much exactly the same as last year.
Yeah, it was. And it wasn't the best, but there it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So starting over in World Celebration, you have the Opening Bites Studio. This is by Communicore Plaza. So for food items here, you're going to have soft shell crab sliders. These are made with green papaya slaw and mango ketchup on a sweet roll. And you're also going to have the Enchanted Rose, which is a dark chocolate mousse rose. And this thing is like super pretty. And this is a Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine item. So this is going to get you a stamp. And if it was up to me, this would be probably the first one I would go for.
For sure.
For beverages, you're going to have the Crooked Can Brewing Company Fantasia Fusion IPA, the Von Trapp Brewing Bohemian Pilsner, and the Southern Tier Brewing Company Caramel Cookie Bar Imperial Stout. That's new for this year. And you can get all 3 of these in a beer flight.
Over at Connections, they are going to have the barbecue chicken pizza, which is 2 slices of freshly baked pizza topped with smoked chicken, sweet barbecue sauce, cheese blend, peppers, and red onions. And this is new to the festival this year. They are also going to have the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and that is spicy hand-breaded chicken, roasted garlic aioli, and southern slaw on a toasted brioche bun. This is also new to the festival this year, and I know I would love this one.
Yeah,
I love a good Nashville hot chicken, whatever you want to call them, Nashville hot chicken sandwiches.
Exactly.
If it's on the menu, that's usually what I'm ordering, so I would definitely want to try that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then for beverages, they're going to have the classic mojito with mint foam, and this is also new this year as well. So Connections bringing up all the new stuff today.
Yeah, exactly. And the deconstructed dish menu is going to be over near Test Track. So they're going to have the deconstructed BLT, which is pork belly, soft poached egg, onion bread pudding, and watercress espuma. Not sure what espuma is.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
And tomato jam. And then they also have returning the deconstructed key lime pie. So this is made with key lime curd, key lime gelée, toasted meringue, and graham cracker crumbs with waffle cone triangles. It says it's new, but they had like a spin of this last year.
Okay, there you go.
And it is a Wonderful Walk item as well. So that's going to get you a stamp. For beverages, they're going to have the deconstructed strawberry mint julep, which you can also get spiked with Forester 86 bourbon. And they also have the Wicked Weed Brewing blank canvas wheat ale.
And then over at Figment's Inspiration Station at the Odyssey, so that's obviously located inside the pavilion, you're going to be able to find popcorn chicken, and waffles, and that's with rainbow popcorn chicken, mini mozzarella, and maple syrup. That is new this year, and that is also a Colorful Cuisine stamp item. It's interesting.
Yeah, interesting to say the least. Yeah.
I'll just put it that. I'll just say that. You're also going to find Figment Fantasy Cake, which is a sponge cake filled with strawberry whipped cream, topped with a white chocolate ganache, orange icing, and white chocolate figment wings. This is also new on the menu this year. Probably one of the most actually visually appealing treats of the festival. Just looks really cute.
It looks like a little round purple cake with wings, right? So it kind of looks like figment.
There's always one or two, like the rose and obviously this cake. There's always a couple that just really stand out that you almost don't want to bite into it because they're so pretty. You got to take a picture first.
Exactly. Definitely take a picture of it. Yeah.
And then you're also going to be able to find the Color Scheme cake. This is a fruit-flavored rainbow-hued cake topped with Skittles popped, sour, and original freeze-dried candy. This is new to the menu, and this is also a Colorful Cuisine stamp item. I'm not sure about the Skittles and stuff, but maybe it would work.
Yep.
And then you're also going to be able to find the Figment Artist Bucket with rainbow popcorn. And then for beverages, you're going to be able to have the Figment Imagination Lemonade, which is simply lemonade with your choice of flavor. This is a non-alcoholic beverage. And then they also have the Three Daughters Brewing Black Cherry Hard Cider, the Three Daughters Brewing Orange Cream Hard Cider. This is new this year. And the Three Daughters Brewing Strawberry Banana Hard Cider, also new this year. And then you can actually take these 3 ciders in a flight if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're also going to have a Belgian wheat ale, a blue stout, and a sour blonde ale. And you can get those in a beer flight. Now, moving into the World Showcase and starting clockwise in Mexico, you have El Artista Hambriento menu. So for food items, they're going to have the Chile Relleno Taco. This is flour tortillas filled with seared beef tenderloin, poblano peppers, black beans, and salsa roja. You have the Tostada de Cangrejo, which is crispy corn tortillas topped with guacamole, lump crab, mango, crispy onions, and hot sauce. And then lastly, as a sweet option, you have the passion fruit paleta. This is a tropical passion fruit ice pop filled with sweetened condensed milk and topped with chili lime seasoning. That sounds interesting.
It doesn't sound interesting. I agree.
Yeah, and then for beverages, they have the Mexican craft beer, which is they usually have that. The Matcha Rita, which is made with tequila, matcha tea, strawberry liqueur, and sweet cream. And the Perfect Margarita, and that's made with mezcal, prickly pear puree, passion fruit puree, and Leger creme de cassis with potpourri salt rim.
Potpourri, that's an interesting
It's a fancy salt
thought.
rim. Yeah.
Then we're going to move on over to the Kringla Bakery Og Cafe menu. That's obviously located in Norway. And the brand new food item here is the hazelnut praline bowler. This is a cardamom bun with hazelnut cream. So it kind of looks like Nutella spin on their usual school bread, which is absolutely amazing. Oliver would absolutely love this one.
Yeah, if it's anything that's...
Nutella.
Yeah.
Nutella, caramel. Those are his weaknesses.
Yeah, you for sure Nutella and caramel, yeah. And then over at the Painted Panda menu, this is in the China Pavilion. They have the General Tso's Chicken Shumai. This is dumplings filled with chicken, asparagus, onion, and water chestnut, topped with General Tso's sauce. They have the Char Siu pork bun, which is sweet and savory Cantonese-style barbecue pork in a steamed bun, and the egg tart, which is a Hong Kong-style egg custard tart. For beverages, they have the Strawberry Bubble Milk Tea. This is non-alcoholic. The Dragon Fruit Lager, the Silk River Hard Lemonade with vodka, lavender coconut syrup, and Minute Maid Premium Lemonade. That sounds pretty tasty. And the Butterfly Blue, which is a butterfly pea flower-infused cocktail with vodka, light rum, lychee syrup, and crystal boba pearls.
Moving on over to the Refreshment Outpost menu, that's going to be located in between China and Germany. The food item here is the Artist Palette Jumbo Chocolate Chip Cookie. You would think that this was on the colorful wok item, but it's actually not, surprisingly.
Yeah, it looks like literally like a palette with like,
which is so cute,
different colors,
like
right?
You have to get that. That's so fun.
Yeah, but not on the...
but surprising that it's not on the stamp.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for beverages, they have the Boyd & Blair Blood Orange Cosmo, the Parish Brewing Company Blueberry Maki Perlinder Wise, the Brulando Liquid Arts Pilsner, and the Wicked Weed Brewing Abstract Blonde Ale. That one is new this year.
Yeah, all these names, hey?
It's a tongue twister, and I sound ridiculous sometimes saying them, so apologies ahead of time here.
And over at the Pastoral Palette menu, that's in Germany, you have red wine braised beef short ribs with parsnip puree, broccolini, baby tomatoes, and balsamic glaze.
That would be good.
For sweet, they have the Black Forest cake, which is chocolate mousse with morello cherries and chantilly cream. And then for beverages, they have the Three Daughters Brewing Rosé Hard Cider, the Rosé Blonde Ale, and the Frozen Rosé.
Ooh.
And you can get all of this in a play on Rosé Flight, which I think is always a fun item to get.
Yes.
And they also have the Hex Vom Dassentine, which is a Pinot Noir.
Over at Latte di Mangiare menu, this is located in Italy, and that's why it sounded butchered when I said it. You're going to be able to find the Mozzarella Fritta, which is a flash-fried, breaded fresh mozzarella with artist palette condiments. The polenta pasticciata, which is polenta, bolognese, parmesan, mozzarella, and tomato sauce. That is new this year. As well as the raspberry spuma, which is vanilla sauce, mint whipped cream, and puffed rice. Also new this year. And then for beverages, they have the Peroni Pilsner, Prosecco, Moscato, Chianti, Italian red sangria, Italian-inspired margarita with tequila and Fabrizia blood orange liqueur, and the Sicilian Sunrise, which is the Canella Gran Riviera Mimosa and Luxardo Aperitivo. That was a lot.
And then over at the Artist's Table menu, that's in the American Adventure Pavilion, they're going to have the Steakhouse Lobster Caesar Salad with romaine and red oak lettuces, warm water lobster, radish, herb breadcrumbs, and house-made Caesar dressing. And then they also will have the peppercorn-crusted strip loin with grilled asparagus, potatoes au gratin, and au poivre butter.
Oh, that's like my kind of food right there.
Yeah,
that's a good meal
on
right
a chilly Epcot day, that would be really
a good
tasty.
meal right there.
Yeah, totally. And for something sweet, they have the dark chocolate torte. This is flourless chocolate cake with whipped cream and raspberries. For beverages, they have the Playa Linda Brewing Company Old Fashioned Playa Ale and the Camus Cabernet Sauvignon.
And then over at the funnel cake stand, their menu there, that's located also at the American Adventure. You're going to be able to find the Wild Berry Funnel Cake, which is a funnel cake sandwich with vanilla ice cream and powdered sugar, topped with a brown sugar brandy wild berry compote, whipped cream, and dark chocolate sauce. That is new this year.
Yeah, and over at the Goshiki food booth, that's in the Japan Pavilion, they're going to have the teiyaki, which is crisp, flaky fish-shaped chocolate-flavored pastries filled with custard and served with whipped topping. The sushi donut, that's returning, and that's a fan favorite every year. So it's essentially a donut-shaped sushi with salmon, tuna, shrimp, cucumber, and sesame seeds over a decorated plate of wasabi aioli, sriracha aioli, and eel sauce.
And then they also, at Christmas time, they always do a sushi
Christmas tree one,
so
exactly.
they're really good with their sushi. If ever you like sushi, that's the place to go.
It's definitely fun theming, yeah. And then they're going to have the Tokyo Kawaii roll. This is crispy shrimp tempura wrapped in multicolored sushi rice and topped with refreshing yellow yuzu sauce and tangy plum sauce. And lastly, the Wagyu bun. This is a steam bun filled with sweet and savory minced American Wagyu beef. For beverages, they have the apple boba. This is a crafted black grape beverage with green apple popping boba pearls. The Crooked Can Brewing Company Wasabi IPA. The Masu Sake, served in a traditional personalized wooden cup, which is kind of fun. And then you can get a sake flight with peach, mango, and strawberry flavored Degori Sake, which could be fun.
That would be fun, yeah.
And then you also have the Yuzu Pineapple Punch, which is a soshu-based cocktail with refreshing yuzu and pineapple flavors. This is new.
Over at the Tangerine Cafe Flavors of Medina food booth, that's located in Morocco. The food items there are the Moroccan wrap with tomato and cucumber relish and garlic sauce served on a warm Moroccan flatbread. This is a really mild spin on their usual, which is
the kebabs.
Which is the kebabs, exactly. Yep. And then you can get that wrap with chormula chicken, Moroccan spiced lamb, or the plant-based falafel. They also have the stone-baked Moroccan bread with assorted dips. This is usual. This is also year-round. It's delicious. You won't regret it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but exactly like Lucy said, it
is year-round.
Exactly.
So if you are thinking, I'm going to be full and I would skip this one, because if you come back, you can always get that any other time. You can get it any
time. Yeah, exactly.
And then for beverages, they have the Recorder Lake Strawberry Lime Hard Cider, the Keel Farms Blueberry Lavender Hard Cider, Blake's Hard Cider Company Pomegranate Fizz Hard Cider. That is new this year. And then you can also do all of those in a hard cider flight.
Yeah, exactly. And over at Vibrante and Vivito, this is located in between Morocco and France. They're going to have the chorizo and potato empanadas with turmeric aioli and annatto aioli. This is a wonderful walk of colorful cuisine items, so that's fun. They have the spicy ajiaco soup with guajillo and arbol chili spiced chicken, potato, avocado, corn, and creme fraiche. And the passion fruit-filled mango cheesecake, which is a coconut pineapple cake, dragon fruit gelée, and dragon fruit strawberry sauce. They had this last year. I had it. It was just okay.
Okay, good to know.
Of this sweet options at the festival, it definitely wasn't my favorite.
And you're a cheesecake guy, so that's saying something. Yep.
Exactly. And then for beverages, they have the layered berry pina colada smoothie, the Collective Arts Brewing Guava Dream Blonde Ale, and the layered berry pina colada smoothie. And that's with wild berry, pina colada mix, and strawberry with spiced rum.
Over at L'Art de la Cuisine Française food booth, that's obviously located in France. For the food items, you're going to have crème de brie en petit pain, which is a warm, creamy brie in a house-made bread bowl. I don't think you can go wrong with that one.
Yep, it would be delicious.
You'll also have the gâteau de crabe, bisque de homard, crème citron et aneth. That's crab cake, lobster bisque, and lemon dill sour cream. That is new this year. And then for a sweet treat, they have the chocolate orange eclair, orange cream, chocolate ganache, crispy hazelnut, and candied oranges. That is also new this year. And that would be something that we would get.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds delicious.
We actually are some of the rare few that like the orange and chocolate combo. Yes. I know that's not for everybody, but we like that.
What do we get at Christmas?
The Terry's chocolate. My mom's from Wales. And so that is a big British Christmas treat, is the Terry chocolates that you smash and then they open into pieces.
Yeah.
So I get one every year because of my mom.
Yeah. And then for beverages, you have a Chardonnay, you have a traditional Champenoise, and the frozen French martini with Grey Goose vodka, Chambord liqueur, Dole pineapple juice, Minute Maid orange juice, and grape juice with lemon lime foam.
That would be good.
It would be fancy. And then nothing in the UK, so we're just going to skip over that. And heading into Canada for the Gourmet Landscape Studio. So they're going to have the wild mushroom risotto with aged Parmesan, truffle shavings, and Zinfandel reduction. That sounds amazing, and that is plant-based. They also have the roasted bone marrow with onion marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and petite lettuce. And then for a wonderful walk item, they have the citrus braised beet tartare with golden beet egg yolk, mustard vinaigrette, pickled mustard seeds, pickled mushrooms, spiced pistachios, and quote-unquote feta snow. So this is all plant-based. And then for beverages, they have the Whole Hog Brewery Raspberry Chiré Double Radler, the Schlumberger Cuvée Klim Brut, the Orange Swift Abstract California Red Blend, and the frozen Scotch cocktail made with Scotch and Twinings chai tea, garnished with a chocolate nail.
Over at the World Discovery Fictional Victuals food booth, that's located near Disney Traders at the entrance to the World Showcase. So for food items, you're going to have beach oysters, and that's grilled oysters, mustard seed peppercorn sabayon, and creamed spinach. That is new this year. They're also going to have plate of Impossible Bites. So that's roasted turkey breast, onion, and bacon custard tart, cherry gel, brown butter toast milk foam, interesting, and pineapple toffee butter, that is also new. And then for a tea treat, they have Twinings Earl Grey tea treat chocolate pot de crème, lemon madeleine, rose and raspberry jam, and a tea biscuit crumby. That is also new. Those are mouthfuls, those foods. And then for beverages, they have the Upside Down Shake, which is a yellow cake soft serve featuring Twinings English breakfast tea. This is a non-alcoholic beverage and new this year. For that Upside Down Shake as well, you can get that one alcoholic with whipped cream vodka.
Okay, there you go. Over at Deco Delights, near the port of entry, you're going to have the Sparkling Spectacle Gâteau. So this is vanilla bean mousse with a golden caramel center and apricot jam on a hazelnut cookie.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's a wonderful walk item. And then reminder that this is also where you're going to be able to get your redemption if you complete the wonderful walk. So if you get 5 stamps, take it back here, and then they're going to give you that essentially yogurt Rice Krispie treat.
Sounds such an odd treat, but I'm sure it's okay.
I wish they gave like a Dole Whip treat again, because then you have the cup as a memento, right?
We like to collect those.
We do collect them. Yeah, exactly. And for beverages, they have the Crooked Can Brewing Company Buttercream Fresco, the Keels Farm Strawberry Shortcake Hard Cider, and the Boyd & Blair Espresso Martini.
Over at Pop Eats, this is going to be located at the walkway between World Showcase and Imagination Pavilion. The food items here are the grilled cheese served with tomato soup. They actually got rid of their fried green tomatoes grilled cheese, which you had last year.
I did, and it was amazing. It was one of my favorite things I had.
That sounds amazing. It's too bad that they got rid of it.
So I'm sure this grilled cheese would still be good, but it was with the fried green tomatoes last year. I really, really enjoyed that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're also going to have a Croque Monsieur-inspired grilled cheese with Black Forest ham, Gruyere cheese, and bechamel sauce served with tomato soup. That is new this year.
And that goes really well with tomato soup. Not necessarily this, but anything that's bread and cheese with tomato soup. Yeah.
The perfect combo.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for beverages, they have the Gulfstream Brewing Company Pixel Perfect Pilsner. That is new this year. And the Blanc de Bleu Cuvée Mouzeau with fruit juice filled pearls.
Yeah, exactly. And then over at the East World Showcase, this is still on the walkway between World Showcase and Imagination Pavilions. They're going to have the pink vanilla soft serve in a cone, the Dole Whip in a cone, and you can get these with either lemon, lime, or strawberry flavor. They also have the Imagination Cone. This is a pink vanilla soft serve in a lavender cone, sparks of imagination, and white chocolate figment wings. This is super cute. Again, this is one of those treats that you're going to want to take a photo of before you eat it. They also have the Candy Trio Flight, which is a Dole Whip strawberry with Starburst Minis fruit chews, Dole Whip lemon with Skittles Popped original freeze-dried candies, and Dole Whip lime with chili lime seasoning and Lifesaver gummies. So yeah, very sweet.
That'd be fun for kids.
Very sweet flight. Yeah, you're going to have to share that one. And as a wonderful walk item, they have the Liquid Nitrogen Mini Cake Pop, which is a cotton candy sponge cake with white chocolate ganache and colorful chocolate splats.
And then sticking still at the walkway between World Showcase and Imagination Pavilion, you have the Craftsman Courtyard Food Booth. So some of the items here are the Beef Wellington-inspired Croissant Supreme with creamed spinach croissant pinwheel, mushroom gorgonzola ragu, mustard grilled flank steak, red wine sauce, and pickled mustard seeds. That would probably be pretty good. And then they also have the cast iron roasted PEI mussels with sauteed tomatoes, garlic, and fresh herbs. See, those two things I would think should be in Canada, but that's okay. And then for beverages, you have the Brewdog Black Heart Nitro Oatmeal Stout, and then a coffee old-fashioned cocktail, which has Joffrey's cold brew coffee, simple syrup, orange bitters, and Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, I'm not much for like a cocktail, especially not this kind of cocktail, but that sounds good with the iced coffee.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. And then over at World Nature, and that's at Sunshine Season, so that's inside the Land Pavilion, they have the Architecture of Drip, which is a blueberry-flavored gelato topped with scoops of banana and berry whipped cream. This is in a waffle cone with sprinkles.
And then last but not least, because we love a good iced coffee, the Joffreys, located throughout the park, will have the Pop Art Latte, which is espresso with choice of milk and vanilla syrup, topped with lavender whipped cream and Skittles Popped original freeze-dried candy. That is the non-alcoholic version. You can also add Baileys to make it alcoholic. No, that sounds.
Yeah, it's called making it spirited.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, making it the spirited version. And that's it. As always, some returning favorites like the sushi donut from Japan, and actually a ton of new offerings as well this year.
Yeah, exactly. And then aside from that, there are several other offerings available at the festival, right? So it's not just the food studios, even though that's our favorite thing to do. We covered it in detail in our Festival of the Arts episode a few weeks ago, but just quickly, there's a ton going on, right? So there's artists and their displays kind of all over the park, and you can just kind of browse their artwork. And if there's, something that you like, you can purchase prints as well. They have like small prints to really large prints. If you're driving or if you're local, you can take those home.
Absolutely.
And if not, you can probably ship them to your house. So you can definitely do that as well. There's also chalk art along the walkway that leads to the World Showcase, and artists are going to be found here as well. And some of this, like I call it chalk art, but it's unreal. It's literally like...
It's not your kids' chalk art.
No, God, no. It's really, really good stuff. And that's just a good thing to do on your EPCOT day, is just to walk around, look at the artists.
With some food in hand or a drink. Sounds perfect.
Exactly. God, can we go? And then at America Gardens Theater, there's the Broadway concert series. So short times for that are daily 5:30, 6:45, and 8 p.m. And then performers rotate right throughout the festival. And then during the day, there's also the Animation Academy there, where you can learn how to draw a Disney character. This is a session that's led by an animator, and this is also daily at 12:30 and 1:30 p.m.
Over in Communicore Hall, you have the Once Upon a Stage, The Magic of Disney on Broadway display. It's an exhibit that celebrates all things Disney on Broadway, so definitely stop in and check that out. There's the Expression section, a paint-by-numbers mural, where you'll actually get to paint a small portion of a massive mural. Figments Brush with the Master Scavenger Hunt is also back this year. That's a fun thing to do with your littles, if you have them with you. Long story short, just like the other festivals, there's a lot going on. You can take part in as little or as much as you want.
Yeah, exactly. Like we always say, right? That's the beauty of these festivals. They can take up most of your park day or not at all, and that's completely up to you.
Absolutely.
With that said, thank you for joining us today to talk Festival of the Arts. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And as always, if you could leave us a rating and review, it would be greatly appreciated. If you choose to do so, you can leave reviews right on Apple Podcasts. And for Spotify, you can leave a rating.
You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at letsgo.to-disney, as well as on our Facebook page, Let's Go to Disney. We share some helpful reels here as well as some fun ones. The link tree in the show notes will take you to all of our socials.
Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.